Welcome back to Kansas City Live. When it comes to a work of art, some artists work with paint, others with clay, but recently I met an artist whose medium is making beauty out of torn pieces of paper. A few years ago, artist Michelle Gressel's life was in pieces, figuratively and literally, so she decided to make herself whole again with her own blend of artwork called The Torn Edge.
The Torn Edge is a bunch of little pieces that came out of my life that compiled to make who I am today. And just like all these little torn edges all over the paper, all over the table, when I put them on a piece of art, they collectively make up the whole person, the whole piece of canvas, the whole piece of art.
Michelle quickly realized that every piece of ripped paper and every word was creating catharsis and compassion within her.
I just love staying up at night and ripping paper and gluing it down, and the canvas doesn't really talk back to you unless it has the words. And once it has the words, it makes you self-reflect on what's going on in your own life, although they're somebody else's words. When I look at the different pieces, I try to figure out what is the puzzle, what is the imperfect puzzle here that's centered around. There's usually a boundary or a border in the pieces that I make to represent the support within that holds it all together. So I usually take that main piece and I lay it down and start forming the story around it.
Now she's helping give back to the community, meeting with everyone from church groups to prisoners, teaching others how to reflect on themselves, even if they're a little rough around the edges.
There's something here. There is something that I'm supposed to be doing here. I had no idea that this was going to be such a beautiful hobby for me. It was therapy.
Through scraps of paper and scribbled words, she's found her solace.
This has actually done a lot for my heart. In fact, the thought that it was so easy to judge other people where they were at. You don't know the path that they've taken. You don't know the life that they've led. And so for me, in my own heart, it gave myself grace to give others grace. And I think in our world, we need a lot more of that.
And now artist Michelle Gressel joins us live to talk a bit more about her art and her story. Welcome to the show. You've got a unique medium. I love that you're telling a story from what others have written on pieces of paper. And now I gotta ask, is there a story behind each individual piece?
Absolutely. Originally it became a story about my own life, but once I started speaking and going out and whether it be the prison or the churches or Allie Kemp this weekend, there was a Take Defense class. The high schoolers started writing these torn edge pieces of paper, and I realized that we have so much in common.
One of these.
Okay. Confidence. You know, we all need to grow in confidence. I believe in myself. I have to tell myself that every day. Fear of letting go. I felt that on my drive here today. Oh my gosh, the traffic was horrible. The strength to get through each day. Courage and thicker skin. Who doesn't need a thicker skin?
Indeed. People have really seemed to embrace this because your words are coming to life, so to speak, yes?
Yes. You know, it's just growing. People are talking, they're following it on Facebook, and they're seeing how much it connects to their own life.
You said this was therapeutic. Now, what did you mean by that?
Well, I went to school to be a recreational therapist, and I taught people when they were stressed out in the times of their life that they needed to find their passion. Well, it ended up being that I found my passion through ripping paper, and it was very therapeutic in the fact that it allowed me stillness in my nights to think.
I've seen you at work putting your pieces together. What I want to know is, have you ever thought about doing classes? Because I think people would like this. It does seem very therapeutic.
Absolutely. Would you be my first student?
I would be your first student,
okay.
That is for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, what are you doing to share your story with others?
Well, people can contact me through the website, but I do speak all over the place and different ages. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, we're all broken and everybody needs to hear the message.
How long does something like this take from
About
beginning
10 to 12 hours is the typical process, depending on the size. So I would say on the average 10 to 12 hours.
Excellent. You brought something for me today, which I did not expect or anticipate, and you are so sweet. What did you...
Well, I will tell you that it's hard to give this up a little bit because it's out of my comfort zone.
Oh.
But it is Michael Mackey. You always go by N squared, but it's all about your energy, and it comes from your heart. So every piece that I create has a heart embedded in it somewhere. So all the torn edges of your life, Michael, your energy, exuberance, and it comes from your heart.
It's phenomenal. You are so sweet to make this for me. And I'm totally surprised. I did not know that you you were making this. So, and the fact that you went a little crazy with the color schemata. I love it.
Well, you said you like purple and green.
I do. I love it. Thanks, Rochelle. I appreciate it. You are a delight.